Hello everyone, welcome to Pratibha Tech. We are continuing the series based on Java interview question which we started with last video. This video will be the part 2 of the public static void main string array arguments concept. In part 1 of this video, we have seen the complete concept behind the method signature and the kind of possible modifications allowed along with a few interview questions. If you have not watched that video, you can watch that. It will be very helpful. The link for that video is there in the description box and on the I button of this video. With this video, we will cover a few more interview questions that will be a little advanced one based on the main method signature in Java. So let's now get started. So the first question related to this, it can be, is overloading concept applicable for main method? So we can answer that overloading of the main method is possible, but JVM will always call string array argument main method only. The other overloaded method we have to call explicitly, then it will be executed just like a normal method call. So this example I have given here. So suppose there is a class called test and we have two main methods here. The difference here is that in one is accepting string array arguments, and the other one is accepting integer array argument. So here so here the thing is that when we try to run this, so JVM will always call the method with string array argument. Okay, and the other method, it will be just treated as a normal method and we can call it from our main method. So let's see this example through the code. So suppose we have this class here which is overloaded main. So here we can see I have created the main method with string array arguments and integer array arguments. Apart from this, the complete method signature is same. Both are public static void main. Here also public static void main, then string array arguments, and here integer array argument. So if you try to call this method, if you try to run this Java application, so here we can see it has printed string array. So that means the first method got called. So if you want to execute this one, then here we can just execute it like normal method call. We can create an integer array, give some name as ABC, and just create some integer, just pass some integer values here. So we are just creating an integer array, and from this we'll just call main, not here main, and we'll pass ABC. So what we are doing here, JVM will call main method with string array argument, and from this method we are calling main method with int array argument. So now let's try running this one. We'll save it, then run as Java application. So here we can see first this statement got printed when JVM called it, and this second one integer array gets called when we called this main method inside the main method with string array argument here. So we call this one from here. So this way we can say that overloading of the main method is possible, but JVM will always call main method with string array arguments. Now let's go back to the slide. Let's move to the second question. So here the next question can be, is inheritance concept applicable for main method? So here we can answer, inheritance concept is applicable for the main method. Hence, while executing the child class, if child class does not contain main method, then parent class main method will be executed. So with this we are saying yes, inheritance is possible. If we are look at this example, then this is the parent class, we have public static void main and this one simple print statement. But in the child class it is extending parent, but it is not having any main method. So here it is said that if child class does not contain main method, then the parent class main method will be executed. Let's see with this example with the code. So I've created two classes here. One is parent class. We have simple statement printing parent main, and we have one child class. Here it is simply extending parent, but it is not having any main method here. If I try to run this, run as here, I'll select child. See, if I try to run this Java interview dots in this folder contains this child class. So see, I executed this child class, but it called the parent class main method, and from there it printed parent main. I hope this concept is clear. So with this we are saying that yes, this inheritance is possible in main method. Inheritance, yes, is applicable in main method signature of Java. Now let's go back to our slides again. So let's move ahead to the next question. Here the next question is method overriding concept applicable for main method? So here we can say no, method overriding concept is not applicable. It seems overriding concept applicable for the main method, but it is not overriding. Java static method is bounded during compile time, and you cannot override the static method in Java. If you declare a method with the same name and signature, then it's called method hiding. So if you can see here, we have two classes here. One is parent class and one is child class, and child class is extending parent class. So this is the same example which we have everywhere related to method overriding. But the thing is that since the method is here static, so in Java overriding of the static method is not allowed. And if you are trying to define a method with the same name, same signature, complete same list of argument, then that concept is called method hiding. So method overriding is not applicable, but if you are trying to do with that with the static method, so it is called method hiding. So if you try to run this method, then it will print child main. Last time when this main method was not present, it went to the parent class and it printed parent main. But if we add this code into our child class, just let's try doing that. And here we'll write child main. So now I have given some implementation in the child class only. So if I try to run this, so see, it is printing child main. It is not going to the parent class method here, because it has found that this method is present here. And since it is a static and that is bound to that class, not to the object, so that's why that method is hidden for the child class. I hope this is clear. So now let's move back to our slides. Let's move to the next question. So here another question can be, can you call the main method from another method in the same class? So to this we can answer yes, we can call the main method from another method in the same class by using the class name followed by the method name and passing any required argument in the same way you would when calling the main method from the command line. So suppose this one, this is that my class here, and we have this main method here, public static void main string array argument, and this is the simple statement there, that integer that inside main method, that is the simple printing statement is printing here. So we have another method in this class, so that method is this one, call main method. Inside this one we are creating string array argument, and from this, since this is static method, we are calling this main method using the class name and we are passing that argument. So calling this way is definitely possible, but however it is not recommended to do so. It can lead to unexpected behavior and make the code difficult to understand and maintain. The main method is meant to be called by the JVM as the entry point of the program, so this should be avoided. Let's move to the next question. Is it possible to define a main method as a private method? Yes, you can define a main method as a private method, but it will not be accessible from outside the class. This means that a JVM will not be able to call the method as the entry point of the program. So if you try to do that, so it will give the error, main method not found in class, please define the main method as public static void main string array arguments. So this way the error will be there. So This we have already seen in the last video, but even I'll show it again. If it is already changed to private here. If I just try running it, test main. So see, it has given that error that main method is not found in the class. Please define the main method as public static void main string array arguments. So this one, so it will not give any compile time error, but while running, JVM will not be able to find the main method which it is looking for. I hope this concept is clear. So let's move to the next question. What happens if the main method throws an exception? To this we can answer, if the main method throws an exception and it is not caught or handled within the method, the JVM will terminate the program and print the exception details to the console. The exit code of the program will be non-zero, indicating that program terminated abnormally. The exception detail will include the type of exception that was thrown, the message associated with that exception if any, and the stack trace showing that the sequence of the method calls that led up to that exception. So for the example, this is there, one test exception is there. So if you are, this is the main method here, if you are trying to call, if you are trying to execute this statement, that is 5 divided by 0, and we are storing this one in X. So what will happen? So when we try to run this program, the JVM will encounter a division by 0 error and throw an arithmetic exception. The program will terminate and print the following error message to the console. The error message will be in this format: exception in thread main with this method name, that exception name here, which belongs to java.lang.arithmetic exception, and the message will be divided by 0 at test exception dot main, and this is the line number of that program. That means this class here. Actually this should be here instead of my program, test exception. So this way it will, and this program will indicate that this program has been terminated abnormally because we are not handling any kind of exception. So actually it will be like JVM is calling that, and JVM itself is getting some kind of exception there written to it. So it will be kind of like of abnormal termination of the program. Okay, so even I have tried that one, test exception, this one. So I have this one, int x is equal to 5 by 0. If I try running this, so see here it will give the same exception here, that this is the exception name which belongs to java.lang package, and the message is divided by 0, and this occurred in this line number 7. I hope this is clear. Let's move back to the slide and move ahead to the next question. So the next question can be, can you write a main method that throws an error instead of exception? In last one it was a kind of exception that occurred due to our program, but is it possible that your main method throws an error instead of exception? To this we can answer yes, we can definitely write a main method that throws an error instead of exception. Error is a subclass of throwable which represents serious error that may occur during the execution of the program and usually not recoverable. Unlike exceptions, errors should be caught or handled by the program code. Okay, so here is an example of the main method that is throwing an error. So for example, we can write this error program in the class name, main method is there. We can simply write this one, throw new stack overflow error. Okay, so in this example what we have done, the main method throws an stack overflow error, which is an error that is thrown when the call stack exceeds the maximum size. That means when the size of the stacks exceeds and it cannot accommodate any more variables or any calls, so that time it gives the error as stack overflow error. When this error is thrown, the program will terminate abruptly, print the error message and stack trace to the console. One thing to note down is here that while it is possible to throw errors from the main method, it is generally not recommended, as it indicates a serious problem with the program that is not recoverable. Okay, so this example also I have written here, this one. So simply if you try running it, it will simply give this error, that stack overflow error in this is the name of the error which is present in java.lang package, that occurred in this line number 7 because we are explicitly creating that error and throwing. I hope this is clear. Let's move back to the slides. Next question can be, how do you pass command line arguments to your Java program? To this we can answer, you can pass command line arguments to your Java program when you run it from the command line. Command line arguments are the values of the parameters that are passed to the programs as strings, and they can be used to provide input or configuration information to the program. For example, if your program named is my program, then you can run it with the command line arguments like Java my program and this argument 1, argument 2, argument 3. This way we are passing 3 arguments. So in the string array arguments, so these 3 values will be passed. I hope this is clear. So let's move to the next question. Can you write a main method that takes a variable number of arguments? So in the previous video also we have seen that that among the modification which are allowed in main method, so we can replace string array argument with variable args. So same thing is here also. So yes, you can write the main method that takes a variable number of arguments by using the var args syntax. For example, you can define the main method that takes the number of arguments like this, string ... arguments, and for printing that we can use advanced for loop here, and we can print this value using system.out println statement. Let's move to the next question. Can you use a lambda expression as the body of the main method? That means main method is there. Can we use lambda expression inside that as the body? Yes, you can use lambda expression as the body of the main method. For example, you can define a main method that prints hello world using a lambda expression like this one. Here we are creating an instance of runnable interface, and we are defining it using lambda expression, just a println statement printing hello world. Then using that instance we are calling run method of it, so it will print hello world. Another example I've just included to understand it in a better way with Java 8. So here we are creating a list of some fruits, apple, banana and orange, and to this we are iterating it using for each fruit, then we are printing system.out fruit. So both these things are supported. We can very well write in the body of the main method using lambda expression. So even this example I have written program for it, lambda example. So let's try running this. So here we can see first output is hello world, which is the output from the first runnable interface, and the second output is all the fruits name, that is apple, banana and orange. I hope even this point is clear. So this was the last slide in this presentation. So here that's all in this video. I hope after watching both the videos, that means part 1 and part 2, you will be in the position to answer all kinds of questions based on public static void main string array arguments concept. If you have any doubt, please comment on this video. I will try my best to answer in simple terms as much as possible. In the next video, I'll be covering the concept and interview questions based on system.out println method in Java. Please like, comment and share the video, and please subscribe to the channel for more upcoming videos and many more useful concepts. Thanks a lot for watching.